Blog Talk Radio.
All right. Good afternoon, and we are live on Louddmouth Radio Network. It is always an awesome day to be on air. Today is also going to be another fantastic show. It's Monday, July. I'm about to say June. June went by so fast, I'm still trying to hold on to it. But it's Monday, July 9th, and we're so excited about being on air. Today we're going to have an incredible show for you guys today. So if you're listening in right now, we're live on our studio line at 347-826-7520, and we're live on louddmouthradio.com right on our channels of Blog Talk Radio. And if you're listening to Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, any of those great formats, our shows will be available for archives 24/7 on demand once this show is completed. And you'll be able to share, respond, comment, let us know what you think. So today's show, Cannabis and CBD Plus, Education and Treatments for Healthy Living. Today you're going to have, look, this is one of your great treats. Our amazing host of Louddmouth Radio, Jazzie Smith, is going to panel this show today. I know she's already very excited to be able to come on air and have this kind of conversations because it's something that's near and dear to her, that has been a big part of her strategies for some time period, getting educated and now walking the walk to educate others. And we're so excited that she's coming on air to share this actual show. As you guys know, she's our additional radio host here and also master cosmetologist and founder of Fertile Ground CBD Oils Plus, which has embarked her on the opportunity to learn about total treatment of health and wellness treatments and understanding that knowledge is power. And everybody knows Jazzie is about being the informant and giving education. And also because of the fact that is near and dear to her, she deals with chronic pain. And it's no secret, she speaks on that quite a bit when, dealing and living with fibromyalgia. And I think the show is going to really touch on how different products and services with those with chronic pain, skin, hair, and scalp treatment disorders can overall find a better way to have work-life balance treatment and resources. And we also are sharing this platform today with one of our pals. She'll chime in and have her information featured today, Ms. Swan Simpson, the CEO of Swan Simpson Media Group. And she's also the publisher of Black Moguls Magazine. And we're very proud of Swan. She's been a very good friend and a supporter of our radio network for a very long time. And a lot of people don't know that there's so many dimensions to us. And what I love about Swan is that she, like us, have many things that she's multifaceted in. And some people don't realize that Swan's first love and unbridled passion falls in the kitchen. She's one that's a very unique individual when it comes to creating unconventional, nutrition-packed vegan cuisine. She's both a vegan and vegetarian for more than 30 years, switching between the two based on what the body requires. And she's a skilled, self-trained, sought-after vegan chef who has recently taken her passion for utilizing vegan food as a path to wellness and turned into a progressive new company called Cannabis. And Cannabis is actually coming into fruition in Atlanta as a food-based startup that blends its own extraction of organic CBD oils and creatively infuses the oil into a house recipe and custom makes those into organic smoothies and tonics. The first Cannabis Atlanta is set to open up mid-July of this year in the West End along the Beltline section of Atlanta. Now, for those who have heard me speaking on the first part of this, I want to also encourage you to check out Jazzie's website, fertilegroundcbdoilsplus.com, and that is spelled fertile, Fertile, ground, CBD oils, plural, with an S, plus.com. And I'm sure you'll hear it again before the broadcast is over with. But for those who may be joining us at any point in time, if you want to be a part of the conversation, feel free to dial into the studio line at 347-826-7520 and press the 1 key, and we will bring you in live on air. And thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast. And I'm going to have Jazzie make her way in on this show and give her 2 cents.
Hello, everybody. I am always excited to have a show. You know I can talk, y'all. Y'all know I can talk. And so what better thing to talk about than how to live a work-balanced life, how to live healthier, how to live a life in the fullest. And that's what this show really is about today. It's about education, debunking the myths, the stories, the scary, big, bad cannabis and marijuana conversation. And so we're going to have so many great things brought up today. We do have a pre-recorded audio that's going to be played in just a little bit because I wanted you to hear from the doctors. Everybody wants to take information and make it just this, as we call it, the jungle justice, the street justice information. And all the time, and most of the time, that information kind of gets distorted. So we wanted to bring experts on, and we wanted to give you our education and our knowledge of what CBD actually is, what it's not, what marijuana is, what it's not, and just what the benefits are. And you're going to find out some amazing information that you possibly didn't know, or we're going to add to information that maybe you do know. But in the end, you're going to have some good education. I want to also let you know that we will have our additional friend come on, an expert in the field of autism, and that's Louddmouth Espinoza with Anthony's Voice, because we want to cover it all. And one of the premises of the show, besides education, is, you know, we've had the CBD oil craze. Everybody's like, oh, have you got that CBD oil? Have you got that CBD oil? Most of the people don't even know what cannabinoid is, you know, CBD, where it stems from, which is from the cannabis plant, which is the cannabinoid. So we're going to learn all of that. But the main thing I wanted to kind of bring out to the public is that this big wide open thing of CBD has gone crazy because we're talking about new legislation. We're talking about making it legal in all states, as well as federally. You know, it's being presented to the administration, which is what I call all positions of our government at this point is the administration. So we're waiting for them to pass it federally. But in the meantime and in between time, what's happening is we are at a position where people are in pain. Most of the people who are seeking CBD products and relief products are in some type of either physical or mental pain. And so what Louddmouth and I have discussed for quite some time, because we work together in the sectors of mental health as well as autism, is that it is critical not to use chronic pain, mental illness, and any of those things for personal gain only. Now, hear what I'm saying. All of us want to have a fulfilled life financially and live in abundance financially. So whatever talents you have or whatever services that you can give, of course, you provide those in the best way possible. But what's happening with this craze is people are not getting enough education to know what it is and what it is not. and then they're capitalizing on the pain of others without really caring about the pain itself and how to alleviate it, how to live with it in a more balanced way. Some other treatments besides CBD oil is the bomb diggity, but it is not the tell-all, end-all, which is why we have the diverse group of people that will be on this platform and the diverse information that you will get, because it's just a stepping stone, a supplement to making your life better. So I wanted to have the show to just kind of cover all of those arenas, offer products, offer services, and information. So without further ado, we want to have a pre-recorded audio, which I'll put the links where you can actually find this as well. And this is with Dr. Josh Axe as well as Dr. Billy DeMoss. So we're going to commercial break. I believe we're going to have a commercial break prior to them coming on, and then you'll be able to hear the recording, and then we'll come back with another break because, we got to pay the bills. The people who support this network are amazing, and we really appreciate our media partners that believe in this network. 5 years strong, guys, and we're still bringing you excellent information, entertainment. We're bringing you the best in news and coverage, and so we're going to take a little break. Feed our media partners, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Louddmouth Radio Network.
Recent auto accident, back pain, neck pain, stress, headaches? Ewing Chiropractic can help. Here at Ewing Chiropractic, our office utilizes an approach of pain relief measures for the treatment of auto accidents, slip and fall, sports, and on-the-job injuries, as well as acute and chronic pain. We can be reached at 678-586-3592 and located at 5459 North Henry Boulevard, DC in Stockbridge, Georgia. Healing the injured one spine at a time. We can be reached at ewingchiropractic.com.
You're listening to the Louddmouth Radio Network.
On a tight budget? Find local savings on Louddmouth.com. Find great coupon deals in your area of local restaurants, hair salons, auto, home improvement, contractors, and more. Rate and review your favorite businesses or click and connect them on your favorite social network pages with a friend. Louddmouth.com, the voice for local search, local business, and local savings. Register your small business online today with Louddmouth.com, the small business choice for affordable internet and local advertising with plans as low as $65 a month. Create your business mini website profile promoting your products and services. Join the Louddmouth Network and get top placement on Louddmouth.com today.
Sonny and Jazzie of Louddmouth TV is taking off with a brand new show, Off the Market, with its first season within the beautiful state of Hawaii, featuring some of the most sought-after areas of beachfront and inner island properties on the island of Maui and Oahu. Tune in to each episode with host Jazzie Jones-Smith as she talks to featured real estate agents as they showcase their open house listings to private homeowner tours where you just might find a house that you may want to take off the market. You're listening to the Louddmouth Radio Network.
We're live back on Louddmouth Radio, and we're having a fantastic show speaking about cannabis and CBD plus education and treatments for healthy living. And before the commercial break, Jazzie just mentioned that she would like to share with you guys a informative pre-recorded audio that touches exactly on the benefits of CBD oil and how those benefits are assisting with pain, anxiety, and more with Dr. Billy DeMoss and Dr. Josh Axe. And so as you listen to this audio, I'm sure you'll have an opportunity to learn some informative information, as I stated. And after that video, you'll be hearing back from your host, Jazzie.
Hey guys, Dr. Josh Axe here along with Dr. Billy DeMoss. Dr. Billy, hey, thanks for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me.
And I brought in Dr. Billy from California. He is an expert when it comes to CBD and cannabis and hemp oil. In fact, he has his own line of hemp oil products. So we're going to talk about the incredible benefits around CBD specifically found in cannabis. Now, Dr. Billy, there's a lot of research now coming out, and a lot of the scientific community and doctors, medical doctors and chiropractors are coming out and saying, we actually now believe that cannabis and CBD have tremendous health benefits. Right. And I know you've even taught, seminars about this, out in California. Talk about, CBD. What are some of the overall general benefits? And then we're going to touch on these 8 different characteristics, but what are some of those things that make CBD so beneficial, and why for so many years has it been actually villainized?
Well, it's been villainized or vilified back since prohibition of marijuana in 1937 because of the fact we've had corporate entities, i.e. the paper industry, DuPont, which was big in paint and varnish. We also had the cotton industry, to some degree, the auto industry and fossil fuel industry all tried to get rid of hemp because it was going to be a viable alternative to, obviously, all those industries. So in their monopolistic ways, they vilified it so that, everybody looked at marijuana as this evil plant that led you to, destroy your life. In reality, it's got so many benefits as far as it's better than paper. I mean, the Declaration of Independence was written on hemp paper.
Wow.
We used it for clothing, fabrics, materials. It's way better than cotton. It doesn't take anywhere near as much processing and chemicals to produce the product. There's even estimates that state that if we used 6% of the available land that we use for agriculture, if we used it for growing hemp, we could totally eliminate our need for fossil fuel. I'd like to see that happen and everything from we're real concerned about the oceans and all the plastic debris in the ocean. I would like to see us use more hemp-based plastics where they would be biodegradable and not so conducive to destroying the environment. So that's why it was vilified. That's why people have this stigma about it because, again, I try to tell people, dude, it's a plant. Why are we vilifying a plant that God put on the planet that we've used for, we've used it for eons in healing and health, and it's even been used as sacraments in specific religions, and it was just because of a few people with their corporate demands and monopolistic ways wanted to eradicate the use of this plant. But just like everything from, especially things like anxiety and, and sleep issues and inflammation and which, pain and all the things that we see people taking dangerous pharmaceuticals for that have negative side effects, we're actually, and I don't want people to look at it like we're treating this problem with this CBD. I like people to understand that we have a CBD deficiency or cannabinoid deficiency because of the fact back in the day, even when George Washington was, they made it mandatory that people grew hemp as a food source, and in those days we got high levels of CBDs in our diet and nutrition, and now we've got to a point where we're all CBD deficient, and that's why we need to supplement with it, not to treat stuff, but allow the body to function at a higher level by providing with what it needs.
Yeah, and we know, listen, I know people watching this video, there's some people that are really pro-cannabis, there's other people that are against it, and listen, this is really about the compound, first off, CBD, and I'll say this, you know what, when used responsibly, especially, plants can be used as medicine. I mean, my entire message is food is medicine, and I really believe there are great clinical studies. In fact, everything we have up on this board, in fact, I had about 3 or 4 others I didn't even put up here, they have medical evidence from clinical journals showing that these have medicinal benefits that are above and beyond and without the side effects used by pharmaceuticals today. And it's funny, the pharmaceutical company is probably the #1 company today trying to keep this out of people's hands to a degree, or they're putting laws around it and things like that. So
you know what they're doing too is they're also taking the extracted cannabidiol out of the plant and they're trying to synthesize it.
Yes.
But what they're forgetting and what they don't understand is there's 480 different constituents in the plant. Not only the cannabinoids, but there's terpenes, which are essential oils. There's bioflavonoids. There's all these other chemicals that create a synergy, which they call the entourage effect, that you can't segregate. It's just like trying to take a molecule out of a plant, like a carrot, and say this is going to cure it. Everything in the carrot contributes to the overall synergy and the biological effects and physiologic effects that it has.
I mean, it's a huge thing to say because, I know I'm a bigger proponent of turmeric than just curcumin. I mean, turmeric also has L-tumerone, which increases your body's own stem cell production and works with curcumin, so there's so many benefits. And you mentioned terpenes. I'm a big, you just said essential oils.
Right.
Frankincense oil is a prime example. It has terpenes, it has alpha-pinene, which works to relax the brain the same way, some of the very same compounds found that we're talking about here. But let's jump in. So one of the biggest issues is pain. I know you've worked with thousands, and how long have you been practicing?
32 years.
32 years you've been practicing, working with patients. Have you have any examples of patients, let's talk about these first two, pain and anxiety, where you've seen any type of improvements with patients?
Well, pain, because right now if you look at the medical model with the huge problem with opiates and opiate addiction and heroin, I mean, literally, if you could get people off opiates and switch them onto something that's going to work almost as well, if not better, and not have the negative side effects, I mean, I'm highly for it. But again, with patients, typically I would just start with chiropractic, working on with chiropractic, and then if I'm having, you know, some residual stuff, then we can apply topical cannabinoids, or we can have them ingest them orally or through sprays and tinctures.
Now, I know you yourself have, you know, I mean, you gave me a product, a rub-on hemp oil product with CBD, and I know that that's the same thing that you give your patients, right?
Right, and the thing is, you don't have to sell it. You just put them on them and let them go, and they'll be back the next time. And if they still have issues, they're gonna buy it because the stuff works so good.
Yeah. So CBD, one of the things that's so incredible about it, and we'll talk about this with some of the other conditions, but it has natural benefits in terms of its ability to reduce pain. The other thing here with anxiety, how about that?
I'm going to be the first one to say that, because you and I both lead, like, we're
Type A personalities,
Type A
work
squared.
hard.
I mean, so my brain would never shut up. So that's the main reason I take it, and it not only helps me with my anxiety, but it helps me with sleep. So, I mean, and I've given it to a lot of people that have sleep issues, and we have great results. I mean, it's hard to measure something like anxiety, so, but as I tell people, if you have anxiety issues, it might be something you want to try versus taking a Xanax or whatever most people do.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to a mom last night who's also a doctor, and she was just telling me, she said, you know what, one of the reasons why she had health issues herself, she was trying to take care of patients, she had all these health issues herself, and she said to me, you know what my biggest problem is? I can't turn it off.
Right. That's my problem too.
I can't turn it off.
Right.
You know, and so I think that's sometimes people, now most of the time people go and sometimes they'll have a glass of red wine or something like that. You know, there are different ways people turn it off, but in general, you know, there are, again, less side effects here than we're talking about Xanax and a lot of these things people are turning to. So anxiety, absolute benefits there, and very similar in a way. I was reading an article about those compounds. Again, similar to if people have taken lavender essential oil or rosemary oil or frankincense, they have these terpenes, these different compounds that have actually been shown to be, it's called acetylcholinesterase inhibitors, that actually drug companies have gone and made synthetic versions to treat everything from seizures and all these other medications with these side effects, versus this is the plant-based medicine version. Now, this is a big one.
Let me before you go on to that one. Go ahead. And the reason they make synthetic forms of the natural occurring molecule is so that they can patent it and then sell it. And then what they'll do is they'll patent it, and then they're going to make all the other stuff illegal, and then this is the only thing you can buy. So they want complete control and monopolistic ways to promote the same thing that you can do with a plant.
It's unfair. It's unconstitutional. I don't want to get you off track here, but yes, it's big. So, cancer. Think about now. This is something near and dear to my heart. My mom was diagnosed with cancer. She's been diagnosed twice: breast cancer, lung cancer. First time she went through conventional treatments, chemotherapy. I mean, I still remember Billy going and seeing my mom's hair fall out. I remember her throwing up in a bucket and just how sick and in chronic pain she was going through all those treatments. And the second time, my mom, you know, even though she was diagnosed as being cancer-free and healthy, she still was sick, diagnosed again. And the next time we used plant-based medicine. We used all natural means, juicing vegetables, bone broth, probiotics, antioxidants, all these things, essential oils to get her healthy. And I think about all the people out there today that are being poisoned, and they don't know that food is medicine, herbs are medicine. This is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, I try to teach people that we live in an infinite universe that God created, and there's not just one way to heal cancer. It's not just chemo, it's not radiation, and I would rather go a more natural route than using, I mean, look at what cancer does. It kills you, literally, to try to kill a cancer. So let's work with the body in its own innate potential to heal itself by, you know, like you said, go keto, go, you know, do hyperbaric oxygen, get chiropractic care, do green juices, get plenty of sleep, be happy. I mean, and then also use something like cannabis or CBDs, which is going to affect the endocannabinoid system, which we just recently discovered in 1992. I mean, if you talk to most doctors, they probably don't even know about that system.
Tell us about that system.
I mean, it's a system that really, if it's balanced, it promotes homeostasis in the body. It puts the body into a more healing, almost in a sense, almost in a parasympathetic state where you're going to be able to rebuild itself and create abundant health. And the thing we know about cancer is the CBDs also have this potential through cell apoptosis to kill cancer cells and not kill the healthy cells.
Wow.
So, I mean, to me, I would rather people take it as a preventative.
Sure.
With everything. Just supply your body with what it's deficient in so that it lives at a higher level so you never get anxiety or you never have problems with cognitive decay or this is another amazing one. And again, you take these small children, whether they're 3 or 4 years old, that they've been on conventional medicine, and their parents see that they're not improving, and then they go and try something as simple as a breed called Charlotte's Web, which is really super high in CBD, super low in THC, and these kids just get off all medications. They have no more seizures or decrease significantly.
Yeah, you know, one of the things you said is so important is this parasympathetic-sympathetic balance. I mean, most of us live in that fight or flight state. We're stressed all the time. We're in traffic jams. It's like emergency after emergency, and we need to get in more of that parasympathetic state. You said the sympathetic is that protective state. It's not the healing state. The healing state, parasympathetic, when that is turned on, it's your secretions, it's your digestive juices, it's better digestion, it's better overall function of all of your internal organs for the most part. So this is important. Nausea, you know, I was thinking about a great blend, you know, mixing something like CBD and ginger oil and peppermint oil, great for nausea. Dr. Billy just mentioned Caesars here. Now let's talk about so there's a great clinical research now with cognitive function.
And Alzheimer's, which will be huge if it's not already huge. And I think the other end of the perspective or the paradigm would be autism.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is, if we can decrease brain inflammation and prevent a lot of these issues from happening. My mom's currently on it. She's 82. She's never taken any prescription meds, and I'm excited to say that. But she's starting to, you know, repeat some things, so I'm getting her on that as a preventative.
Awesome. Good stuff.
And that's another reason I take it. I don't want to be one of the 1 in 2 people that's either going to be pre-Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's in the next decade.
Yeah. Food is medicine. It needs to be preventative, as we're talking about. Now, here's a couple last ones here. Diabetes, and there's some great clinical studies on this. And part of the reason is, you know, part of the reason CBD is so powerful at reducing pain and supporting all of these conditions is because of its anti-inflammatory properties. We know most diseases today are inflammatory in nature. Listen, anything with an itis at the end in Latin, that's inflammation. Arthritis, inflammation of your joints. Ulcerative colitis, inflammation of your colon. Heart disease, that's not caused by high cholesterol. The cholesterol is laying down because there's inflammation in your arteries. You've got to reduce inflammation. So in this clinical study recently released, they found that supplementing with CBD oil, that compounded hemp oil, as well, helped diabetes patients and patients with heart disease balance out their blood sugar levels. That was a study done on animals. And another thing here with leaky gut, you know, I get lots of questions. I have a whole program on leaky gut. And we know leaky gut is really at the root cause of conditions like autism, like autoimmune disease, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and a number of problems. But leaky gut, one of the biggest things I've found in working with thousands of patients with this, it's part of something you mentioned earlier. It's the lack of the parasympathetic nerve system function.
Right.
When your body isn't secreting enough enzymes and digestion, you cannot break down food. So your gut has to take the brunt of all of that, and your small intestine, that gut lining, it can't heal. One of the great things, when you balance out that parasympathetic and sympathetic state, it puts your body in a healing state. Remember this principle. Your body heals itself. The food doesn't heal you. Foods, herbs, they support your body in doing what it was designed to do. One of the issues with medications, you and I know this, it actually forces your body to do something it doesn't want to do.
Right.
Nutritional supplements, they support your body in healing itself. And so that's one of the great things about using food as medicine, herbs as medicine, is they're supporting the body, they're not altering the function. And so, Dr. Billy, last thing I want to talk about here and topic about this is that there's a lot of controversy, and I don't think a lot of people understand CBD versus THC.
Right.
It's one of the most common questions we get. So can you talk about the properties between the two?
Well, obviously, THC is the one that really
Hallucinogenic.
is used. Yeah, well, it's psychoactive. I wouldn't call it hallucinogenic.
Okay.
You didn't grow up in the 70s. So.
No, I didn't.
I did. But that's the compound that gives it the negative stigma, is the fact that it's got some psychoactive ingredients, whether it enhances creativity or whatever. But that is also, it's found in the plant, but so is the cannabidiol, which is the active ingredient, which is going to give us all the positive effects. But the reality is you have to have that entourage of effect in whatever tincture or food that you're eating, or supplement, or dosage, however you want to call it, that you're taking as a health measure. You have to have a small degree of THC in the product. Now, that is to create the entourage of it, but the reality is, and anything that's legal in the United States, because it's legal to have it, it has to be less than 0.3% of the compound. So it has no it would be, the analogy I use with everybody, like a beer is 0.5%.
Like apple cider vinegar or something.
Right, or like a kombucha, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of alcohol in that too.
Yeah.
So it has to be there to get the real true effect. But if somebody, like they did the study on seizures in Mexico that just came out, they are actually using straight CBD oil with no THC in it, and they're getting the same exact results. And this is important for somebody that's, say, a truck driver or somebody who works for the government where they do drug testing, because a lot of these products will ping a drug test. And so if you've got that potential, then you need to use a product that has CBD in it, oil. I just don't feel it's going to be as effective because you're not getting the full entourage effect of all the chemicals that are in the plant.
Sure. So as we're talking about here, and I just want to be clear on this video, we're talking about the many benefits of CBD oil and using this as a form of natural medicine. And the big thing is, think about this. I think about all the patients I've taken care of over the years. And would I rather them go take a painkiller, or would I rather them do things like CBD and turmeric to support their body in the natural healing state? And I mean, that's ultimately what we're coming down to as well. As again, we want to use herbs as medicine, food as medicine, and CBD. All of these clinical studies, look it up for yourself online. We got articles on drax.com. You can just do Google search on CBD oil benefits, and you're going to see the incredible benefits of some of these different products. So I want to say thanks, Dr. Billy, for being here today. We've been talking about CBD and the many benefits. Everybody, hey, thanks for watching.
You're listening to the Louddmouth Radio Network.
Ladies, are you looking for the next best find? Donche Shoe Teak will bring out your inner glam. The lady herself, Miss Donche, is dedicated to providing you with the latest in Hotlanta fashion footwear. It'll make you stand out at every event. In addition to our amazing prices, we are the go-to source for high fashion footwear. So stop by and shop online. We're sure to have the right shoes for you. www.donche-shoes.com. That's www.donche-shoes.com. Donche's is the only place you can go to still be sane and have a sure side.
All right, so we had an opportunity to listen to some amazing audio and education on CBD oils and those benefits, and we're so appreciative of that courtesy video. So now what we're going to do is cut to a commercial break real quick.
Insurance Associates Atlanta, formerly Mathis Insurance Services, is an independent agency offering personal, commercial, life, and health insurance products to meet the needs of your business and your family. We specialize in helping you protect all of your assets, whether you're purchasing insurance for the first time or searching for better products at a better price. Feel free to contact us at 770-483-0310. We're conveniently located at 1030 Remington Drive in Conyers, Georgia. Visit us online at insurance-iaa.com.
Okay, so Jazzie's over here ragging me, guys. We're back live on Louddmouth Radio. You know you're excited when you're listening to your live feed as well as operating the switchboard, so you probably heard me on a duo, a dynamic duo conversation just then. Yeah, I'm over here in the mix, right? So definitely want to just go ahead and continue with this awesome show about cannabis, CBD plugs for education and treatment for healthy living. So, Jazzie, you do have another guest here that's listening and waiting to come into our switchboard. I'm going to bring her on live and allow you to go ahead and continue with your show.
Thank you, Max Mixer producer Sonny. I really appreciate that. Do I. That's how it works here, and that's how it works on different platforms when we have our bloopers, and we get to laugh at them while we're on the show. We also get to laugh at them when we come back. So we're back, and we're laughing. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that informative piece of information with Dr. Axe. He is just really amazing. Like I said, we will have he and Dr. Billy DeMoss's information for you to follow up, or you can just listen to it again on our network. This will be archived, as we've stated, and you'll be able to go back and hear what you missed, because it's really, really informative, especially when you're hearing the differences between CBD oils and the THC and what those actually stand for and what they are. But I don't want to prolong things. I'll share information with our guests as I bring Louddmouth Espinoza of Anthony's Force Autistic Organization. Louddmouth, are you with us, my love?
I am. How are you today?
Hi, Mama. I am doing well. I am doing well.
Good morning, everyone.
We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm excited about what you guys are doing as far as spreading education regarding the CBD oil. As you know, I am raising my grandson on the spectrum and have been busy with the autism community for several years fighting to obtain the CBD oil. And until recently, we really were running into nothing but closed doors due to actually closed minds due to lack of education.
Right.
And so I can't tell you enough how important it is. For many, many years, I have fought against medications for this and that, having dealt with depression, having dealt with fibromyalgia, and taking medications that simply mask the problem and continue to decrease in the quality of your life. And so for me, CBD oil, I just really wanted to come out the door screaming and shouting, everybody get on CBD oil, you know. But anyway.
And actually you did, but not a lot of people listened.
Not a lot of people listened. Interestingly enough, as you say that, one of my personal pet peeves have been that when we were fighting so hard for CBD oil to become legal and for people to hear the families that are struggling, friends of mine as well as you that are struggling with fibromyalgia and trying to make it legal, make it available to us. We did nothing but sit on stairs, go to the Capitol, walk, very minimal help.
Right.
Now that we have added a dollar sign to the oil, unfortunately we have some people coming on board that are not educated, and so we have to again be concerned with the quality, like our food. Is it organic? Is it non-GMO? Is it gluten-free? All of those things. And so I just kind of wanted to put that out there that we need for vendors or distributors to really be conscious of the audience, of the consumer that they are servicing, and how important it is for us to have good CBD oil made from good products and not added any more issues to the issues that we already have. So I did want to put that out there.
Yes, and you know what? We talk about this outside of publicly in great length because we both, as you stated, we have, had to endure pain chronically, and we've had to endure things that have gone on, like many people in our lifetime and our lives that mentally are so heavy. And a lot of times to fight that or to pull through that, sometimes it takes so much. And one doctor after the next doctor after the next doctor that's not holistic, and definitely those doctors that are not informative with CBD oils and just what it is and how it affects the body and what it does, we constantly are giving, as Dr. Axe said, we're constantly given pharmaceutical medications. Now, I want to just go ahead and do a little side note and say I'm not against medication at all.
Me neither. Me neither.
Not at all, because we've made some great strides in our lifetime to see people who once would have died for very simple things be able to survive, recover, and so forth and so on. The problem is that over a long period of time, once you're taking something that the body was never meant to have synthetically, and extra chemicals that cause extra side effects, then the liver and other parts of the body begin to break down. So as it is curing one thing or masking or allowing you some help in one area, it's killing so many more others. So what we want to do and what we continue to strive to do on this show is to be informative, number one, but definitely allowing the public and allowing our listeners and even ourselves to be educated more and more and more and more, because as we learn it, power is given to those that have knowledge, and without the knowledge, you have no power. And so you don't have power to heal thyself if you don't have the information. And so it's critically important to know that we're not saying, hey, do away with all medications without education,
Absolutely
without research,
not.
without trial. Stop taking all of your medications and just jump on the CBD bandwagon plus. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying equally as you have invested time and money, a lot of money, going to doctors to say, hey, doctor, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm feeling, and I don't want to feel pain anymore. And the doctor then says, based upon his or her knowledge, well, this is what I was taught, and this is what I can prescribe. Let's see how this works. That's the first thing they're going to tell you. I'm going to prescribe you this. This is what this does, and let's see how this works. Now, that may work or it may not work, but either way, you're going to take whatever that doctor, because the doctor has learned and has become educated and gotten the knowledge, and so passing it on to you, you're going to do what they say do. So what we are here to do today, and just period, is to say here is a little more knowledge. Here is something that you have greater control over. And though, just like any medication, this may take time, trial and error. With Fertile Ground, my company, Fertile Ground CBD Oil Plus, we not only offer CBD oils, but we offer the plus. We offer the essential oils. We offer the nutrition. We offer the education and the resources. We offer people who are able to say, hey, if you eat this and you do this, this is how this is going to benefit you, or it can over a period of time. This is not Lou stated it well.
Overnight.
The dollar sign has gone behind CBD oil, CBD oil, dollar sign CBD oil. In other words, people are taking people's chronic pain, their mental illness, their disability, and or their desire to live a healthier life, and they don't have anything wrong. You heard the doctor say, my mom is fine. However, we want to maintain her fineness by prevention. So people have taken all of those arenas and said, hey, I know I can make some real good money. So they don't care. They don't do the research. Listen, I am on my way next week to the farm of my distributor, because I want to see your production. I want to see that you're doing what you said you're doing, because I'm offering a product not only to my listeners, my clients, my family, my friends, but I'm taking it myself. So I want to make sure the things that I am investing in are going to be health conscious for those that are purchasing my product. And any product that I carry, I know, Lou, you're in the process of carrying your own brand as well as I'm carrying my own brand. I know Swan, we're waiting on Swan to come in, and hopefully she'll be able to join us, but she is opening a new place. And so She was trying to steal some time, and so we're hopeful that she comes in. But if not, I'll give you the information of where you can find her information. Now, we will have several shows because this is a long process. But Luth and
I'm very
basically
excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that I'm very excited because I also want to encourage people not to do just research on CBD, because it's amazing how we are against it, but we will take medications and never read about what we're taking, not the results, not the long term. And so I'm encouraging the audience not to just research CBD oil, but to also research the medications that you are taking. And to give us the same consideration that you're giving doctors, and to actually have faith in your ability to have the intelligence to do the research on your own. You don't need a doctor to tell you yay or nay. Do the research. Right. The research is so important to be self-educated. So it's not that I want to tell you, just do this. No, I want to tell you that this is an opportunity. This is another way of dealing with your health issues. At least consider it. Do your research, and you might find that it is your miracle drug for you. It might not be, and it might be, but I do know that it has many benefits compared to a lot of medications that I've had to take, whether it was medication for depression, for all types of things. And so, again, I am encouraging the education, not just of CBD oil, but of everything that you take, the food that you eat. That is our problem. We are not doing the research, and we need to. We need to stop letting people tell us what to take, when to take it, and do our own research, and take charge of our lives. Take charge of our mental health, our physical health.
That is so true. Y'all remember when you first gave me, now let me just, let me step back. Let me take it all the way back. So I am a part of that conversation of the vilifying of CBD and cannabis. I was part of that. I'm 50 years old, so I was a part of that war on drugs. And marijuana is this terrible, horrible thing, and cannabis is this horrible thing. Hemp, just don't do it, and all of this. And so, you know, you grow up with this fear of the thing, the drugs, the plants. And so, you know, for years, if first of all, I'd hate the smell of it. I know people who adore it. They will say it smells like sage, it's very earthy, and it really is all of that. But I don't like the smell of it, right? So I've never been drawn to the smell of it, but I was the scary girl. You know, people say, do you want to smoke some weed? Not ever. You're not going to have me arrested because it's a drug. Okay, so fast forward. Here I am in this chronic pain, and I have friends that have used the CBD oil balms, the saps, and you know, my legs are swelling, or my body's in so much pain, and I'm still this scary girl. And this was as early as last year, and I'm just no, I'm good, and you know, with fibromyalgia, the nerves are crazy. So some days you can touch that one spot, but most days you can't, and then my skin burns like somebody just set me on fire, and you know, so I have to be very cautious about the things that I put on, and that's a lot of people who deal with chronic pain, especially if it's anything dealing with the nerves. So I didn't try it, but then I'm in so much pain I could barely walk. I go to my doctor in Hawaii, and Dr. Evans says, "Well, have you tried or thought about using CBD oils?" And I was like, "What?" Mind-boggling. So here is the opening door of me saying, wow, it may be okay if my doctor is talking about it. But she wasn't in a position where she worked. She's a holistic person, but not a holistic doctor. So here's Dr. Evans saying, no, I can't give it to you. You'll have to find it on your own, but I do recommend that you try it. And so it kind of started me saying, maybe I need to look into this a little tiny bit more. Well, here comes my good friend Louth Espinosa saying, Jazzie, try these gummies. They're CBD oil gummies. Okay, and here's the fear all over again, because now the scary girl that has been taught that it's not good of course, is still there. However, I am the one that works with my doctors and have for many, many years. And by me working with my doctors, they can't just prescribe stuff to me easily. I have to know what I'm taking, what are the side effects. And matter of fact, I have a very good doctor, Dr. Stevens, that did a test on me that tests me for all the drugs that pertain to my ailment. And because it pertains to my own ailment, I know what I can and what I cannot take. So I'm very fortunate, although that test was really, really expensive. I was allowed and afforded the opportunity to know I can't just take everything. And so if I take them, these are going to be major side effects for me. So I'm fortunate. But even when Lou said to me, "Here's some gummies, try these," they won't get you high, but they will help ease you, kind of relax some of that pain that you're feeling. I had to do the research. And this is what she and I were saying. We were saying that it is critically important that you do the research for yourself. Don't just allow somebody to say, "Here's your CBD oils and just take it." You have to be cautious because you don't know who's doing what. It's just people just exactly. Somebody just died. People just go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So there were people that just died in Chicago, I believe it was a couple of weeks ago, that somebody had put rat poison in either their CBD oil or their THC or their weed, one of the three, all in the name of it's organic, it's perfect, it's this. You have to know who you're buying from, and you have to know the product. You can't just willing it, because everybody does not care. It's the dollar sign behind it. It's not the care behind it. And so it's the dollar sign.
And I want to add this to that, is that it's so important that we be responsible distributors. And I tell you, when I first got introduced to CBD oil, I was so convinced only because I had parents that had children who were having 10 to 12 seizures a day, and all of a sudden you gave them CBD oil and those seizures went away. I actually have visually seen the effect of CBD oil on autistic children and also on the parents who have PTSD. A lot of us are dealing with a lot of stress when you have a child that is crying all day long, or screaming, or fighting, or you're wrestling them, or they're in pain because of their gut problems and all of these things. And what I know for a fact is that watching parents that have on the spectrum that have ventured out into the CBD oil as well as essential oils. We use essential oils to keep our children calm, to help them sleep. Many of us started off with many medications, and most of us just threw them away. They were doing nothing but making the issues worse. And so that is why I am such an advocate for CBD oil for our community, because I know it works. I've seen it work. And when you have the proof, it is that you are committed. You are committed to it. And now, have I done the research to see how it affects a lot of these other illnesses that are coming out besides fibromyalgia? Because like yourself, I do struggle with the pain of fibromyalgia. I haven't done all the research, but I do know that there are a lot of people that are recovering using their CBD oil products and things of that nature. It's the solve. I have a mother who has congenital heart failure and lots of pain in her body. And I tell you, she was completely against CBD oil and things. And I simply just said, "Mom, let me put some oil on you and let me massage you." Oh, yeah. I didn't even tell her what it was. I just put it on her, and later on I came down. I said, "So how you feeling?" My mother was knocked out asleep for the first time all day. And she says, "Oh, I feel a lot better. That was a very nice cream." But because she didn't know it was CBD, you know, the minute I told her, she was like, oh, my. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. And then I started, her eyes and ears were open to listening to what it is. And once again, we're only asking that you listen, that you open your mind up to a different form of thinking. The same way that now we're all herbalists and now getting into all this gluten-free food and all this. This has been around forever. How long have we known that we shouldn't eat raw, that we should take vitamins, we've known this forever. We've known it forever. But again, we're not doing the research to know that those vitamins are medications. Our medications are made from different plants. Same theory, different products. That's it, and that's all. So, again, I cannot thank you enough for all of the information that you're continuing to put out there. I'm continually and excited that you are that you are careful about promoting vendors that are actually organic and certified, and that we know for a fact that our products are good. Because the last thing we need is bad product out here with our children or our adults that are suffering. And we did fight so much. We fought so hard to get to this point that we don't want to now have to deal with the fact that you have people out here that are just jumping on the bandwagon, putting together, making their own oils at home and selling them, and that is not acceptable.
Right, especially without the research, especially without the test and proving, you know, what's in this product. Is it, you know, because you have so many people that are concerned about whether I am, quote unquote, about to get high. And to be honest with you, we're waiting on federal government to legalize it. Now, again, I'm not the recreational smoker. I don't smoke, period. I'm not the, you know, as some people who do and they enjoy it, and that's fine. I do have my medical marijuana card in California. I do have the right to grow. I have the right to do all of that. But what my concentration is how do I consume it? How do I topically use it? I have a CBD oil coffee. Guys, it is insane. It's fabulous. It's organic. I'm working with another coffee company now so that I'll be this is one of the brands that I carry. I have their coffee. However, I will be working with a coffee manufacturing company who is expert. I can't tell you all my business, but just a little bit of it, who will be working with me in doing some CBD oils for different tastes of coffee. Right now we have the Guatemalan coffee. And so I'm excited about it because what we want to do is be able to offer things that are really good and productive. But I am a stickler on making sure that this big bad wolf that I thought, that's now that I know it's not, that I am doing things that are in the guidelines per state, and because it has not been federally approved yet, guys, let me just, before you go, because I know you got to get to some things, but just let everybody know, when you're saying, hey, it's legal in every state, CBD is not legal in all 50 states. We keep saying that, but it is not legal in all 50 states. You have some states that are saying, I don't care one way or the other. And so because it's that kind of gray space, because it's that gray space, what's happening is if you carry something into that area, you are going to truly find out that, it's not what they say it is. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you're going to find out it's not exactly what they say it is. And so you have to be cautious about taking it into a state that is not legal. But we're waiting on federal government to give us the thumbs up to legalize it. Now, once that's done, the fear is that the FDA will get involved and do what they've done with all medications. So just so you know that marijuana, growth, cannabis, hemp, all of that was legal at one time. Matter of fact, you were encouraged to grow it and to consume it medicinally for many years. But because, too many people were benefiting, you had too many people benefiting from it. And so therefore what took place is the government stepped in and said, wait a minute, I see how we can do this. We can make a whole lot of money. And because we can make a whole lot of money, we want to make sure that we capitalize and monopolize it. And so, therefore, they stopped it. So it really, really didn't get the coverage and the usage that it could have gotten for so many years because it lay dormant. But hemp, the hemp plant, the cannabis plant, we have hemp fabrics, hemp paper. Like Dr. Axe was saying, that at some point they're looking at using this same plant as fuel energy. So it's there. It's always been there. But we have got to be responsible. This is why I'm telling you, it is not legal in all 50 states. I think we still have 29 states, and I'm gonna give you guys all of this information because I want you to be very clear that it's now getting ready to sit in the lap of the government to legalize it federally, because it is still federally illegal. Although if we do not offer it as a medicinal, though we know it has some medicinal purposes, if we don't use that medicinal wording when we're not doctors, we're okay. So we have to be very clear with that.
And I want to say that you're absolutely right. The first Ford car was made out of hemp, and but because the plastic industry was coming into being, it was also running on hemp fuel. So again, the oil companies were coming in during that time. The plastic was coming out, so our hemp was outlawed. But it actually was being used to build bricks for homes. It was used for fuel. It was used to make that car. So hemp has been around for many, many years, and it was legal at one point until it became a problem for the big guys.
That's right.
And then
I think 1937-ish is when it was banned. In the 1930s, it was banned. Yeah,
so
and then
excited, and I really encourage people to help us as we continue, because we've been really fighting for this. For the autism community has been fighting for a long time for the legalization. So we're excited as we get more and more people on board, understanding this is just not for autism. I am blessed to say that it has been an open door, but it is not just for autism. It is for so many other disabilities that are struggling. And so I am excited about what's happening.
Yay! And Lou, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have you back on the show, but I really want to have a direct conversation about autism and things that Anthony's Voice is doing. For Words of Action works directly with, this is our autism branch, and our leg of our company and organization works directly with Anthony's Voice, and it's just an amazing job that you're doing, not only with your grandson, which, let me just publicly say, this woman is my shero when it comes down to watching her push forward, push past laws, push past the stairs, the miseducation of those that are actually certified in this industry. She is just like, okay, well, let me just do a little bit more research. She is the researcher of researchers. And so we want to give you kudos for what you're doing with Anthony, definitely. But in the community as a whole, you're doing a great job. And so I want to have you back on so we can talk more in depth and see what people can do in this industry with autism children and families. So we love you. Have a wonderful day as we continue on.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, love. So for those of you that are listening, I want to let you know that I made a very big boo-boo in my scheduling. I'm going to admit it. I'm just going to go on and admit it. I wanted to blame it on something, but I'm going to admit it. So I just got my message from Swan that said, I want you to check your scheduling one more time because our show was scheduled for next Monday. Do y'all believe I did that? Do y'all believe I did that with Chef Swan? Sure you believe it because I didn't take enough CBD oil today. That's terrible. That's so terrible. I'm not even going to laugh. But nevertheless, we were planning to be with Swan again on the 16th anyway, because that's when we're having the tasting at her Cannabistro at the facility. So this is great. So we will be back on again next Monday at the site, having tasters and talking to her. So she won't be on the show today, but it's all good because we're able to get this information out to you. I want to, so Swan, if you happen to pop in on this archive, I'm so apologetic. And I can't wait to be with you next Monday, which I was going to do. And so I can have some taste of your treats and all your goodies. So I'm excited about that. But I want to, is that producer? Producer Sonny, are you back?
It sure is. I'm listening to this great little moment of scheduling, and I'm like, but it's all good.
And
thank you so much for coming in the clutch. Yeah.
I was
ahead,
on producer Sonny about this show. I was so, you see how she popped in and just took off her headphones and just looked at me like, what you say? I was owning it. I'm a big girl. I owned it, and so there we go. But nevertheless, you have a whole week now to review her information and be ready for this amazing woman to come on the show. She really is amazing. I want to give her kudos publicly as well, kind of jump onto some things. As an entrepreneur, we have to hold many hats, and you know, just to kind of forgive myself a little bit, we have many things going on. And when you have many things going on just with the radio network, it's just like crazy. Don't add a CBD oil business, and don't have hair shows and be a hairstylist, and don't be a photographer and blah, blah, blah. Nevertheless, it's the same. When you're an entrepreneur, your one thing has many components. Your one thing, whatever your one thing is, if you're a chef, if you are a photographer, if you a belly dancer, that's your one thing. But the many components is conferences or tools or books you have to have or meetings you have to have. And so, there are several different elements of putting the one thing together, right? So having said that, I want to give kudos to Swan Simpson. She is a powerhouse of success, and that success is not that she's a billionaire. I don't know her financial statement, but I do know that she's climbed from zero, homelessness zero, no money zero, all the way up to having a major magazine, digital magazine, when people told her she could not, as well as being a self-taught chef. And if you've ever looked at her pages and seen her food, absolutely incredible. I'm going to say this again next Monday. So, but I do want to give kudos to her, because before, the vegan thing just came back again. It was out many years ago. Then it kind of left and went away. And then, for a select group. And then it just kind of took on this almost worldwide just bandwagon this last year. And I'm sitting there, mind you, at one point I was a vegetarian, and I need to get back to a better eating. And that's part of the treatments that we offer with Fertile Ground CBD oils Plus, is to offer treatments that make you your best you, meaning my diet and exercise. And I don't mean diet like I went on a little diet. I mean my total eating lifestyle, my nutrition on a daily basis. And so at one point I was a vegetarian. I felt better, even though I still had to deal with mental and physical health. I felt better. And so I do know that coming back to a holistic way of eating is a better way. But everybody jumped on this bandwagon. And I'm saying, but Swan just showed you these amazing pictures of food she just made, like for this last year. Nobody was like gung-ho and running after it. But then you have two or three people that say this is the way to live, and all of a sudden make a documentary, and everything she said never existed. So one, I want to say today, and I'll say it again next week, kudos to you for staying true to who you are and true to what you believe in and what you do, because it makes a difference when you are this person continually versus you just hopped on just for the fun of it. And many people have already fallen off. They don't even do it anymore. They just got caught up in the seas and the fad of things, and then they just die down, which is why we wanted to, once again, have this show is to say, what is the benefits of all of the things that we are offering from a CBD oil plus? And the plus is always those additional things and those additional treatments that help you live a balanced life, like nutrition, like exercise, like massage, acupuncture. And believe it or not, guys, like shopping. You'll see it on my page if you go to Fertile Ground CBD Oils Plus, PLUS.com. I think that's my website. Producers at my website, we'll check and make sure. But if you go to the website, you'll see the treatments that I offer, and we will add additional treatments, and we will also add additional people in those expertise that are able to give you advice through the blogs and or coming on the show. And we thank Louddmouth Radio platform for always allowing me to be able to come and bring on the things that I find important. But shopping is a treatment as well to healthy living. I don't mean over shopping. I don't mean spending rent money. I simply mean those good endorphins that are given out. You feel good. You're at a relaxed state because you invested in yourself. It's a self-care. You bought that little tie. You bought that scarf. You took yourself to, opera, ballet, rodeo, whatever it is. That little opportunity for you to feel good about you is an additional way for you to have work-balance life and for you to feel good. A lot of the anxieties that we have comes because we don't feel good. We simply feel horrible. We're not happy. We're stressed out. We're constantly worried about something going on in our life that is not right, that we want different, so forth and so on. So it's important to have all of the treatments of health and wellness for you to feel your best. And that, once again, is what we wanted to come on and talk to you about with CBD Oils Plus. But once again, Swan, thank you so much for being true to who you are and what you do. And we really appreciate you and can't wait to have you on the show and can't wait to be with you next week in your grand opening. Your pre-opening. I think it's just the tasting side of things. But I'm excited about it. But you can find her information. We'll have that on louddmouthradio.com on the website, and you'll be able to see that. So I think Producer Sunny is back on. We're going to take a little quick commercial break. I want to give you just a few where to go, how to find, what we offer, and we'll come right back. Thank you guys so far for listening to the show.
Show, Off the Market, with its first season within the beautiful state of Hawaii, featuring some of the most sought-after areas of beachfront and inner island properties on the island of Maui and Oahu. Tune in to each episode with host Jazzie Jones-Smith as she talks to featured real estate agents as they showcase their open house listings to private homeowner tours where you just might find a house that you may want to take off the market.
Find great coupon deals in your area of local restaurants, hair salons, auto, home improvement, contractors, and more. Rate and review your favorite businesses or click and connect them on your favorite social network pages with a friend. Louddmouth.com, the voice for local search, local business, and local savings. Register your small business online today with Louddmouth.com, the small business choice for affordable internet and local advertising. With plans as low as $65 a month, create your business mini website profile promoting your products and services. Join the Louddmouth network and get top placement on Louddmouth.com today.
I think we're back. Producer Sunny, are we back? I don't see your thumbs
back,
up.
And we can wrap it on up, honey.
Don't be trying to close out my show. I have to give my audience
Go ahead,
just a few little love nuggets. I want you guys, when you have the opportunity, to follow us on Facebook. You can find us at Facebook at Fertile Ground CBD Oil Products Plus. That's our page on Facebook. And you'll see some of our information, how you can take CBD oil, some suggestions. There is no one right answer. I've had many people reach out to me and say, well, how much should I take? Which is the best product? Where should I go? And I want to encourage you once again to understand that this is a process. And let me just kind of give you some marijuana laws. In 1619, first U.S. marijuana law forces, listen to this, I said this earlier, forces farmers to grow hemp in Jamestown Colony, Virginia. That's on our webpage, 1619. Did anybody hear that? 1619. In 1850, cannabis extract sold over the counter in pharmacies, 1850. Well, between 1915 and 1927, Mexican immigrants into the U.S. in 9 states passed laws outlawing the marijuana preparation of hemp. Mexicans brought it with them because they grew it up in the hills in Mexico. So between 1915 and 1927, America said, yeah, you're doing too much, right? So they then said that all Mexicans are crazy. And this stuff, this marijuana stuff, well, it makes them crazy. That's what a Texas senator said between 1915 and 1927. Sounds kind of familiar today, huh? So they outlawed it between 1929 and 1930. Recreational use of marijuana spread through our country, and so then it became the term reefer. And so in the 1930s is when they said, yeah, this thing is not good and it's killing people and it's the war on drugs and we're going to stop it because marijuana is the most violent drug in history. Wow. So there you go. That's when it became the drug. And so by it becoming the drug in 1937, there has been little studies that has helped people be able to say this is how much you should take or this is what you shouldn't take or whatever, right? So what I'm saying to you is there are some things that people can answer based upon other people using CBD oil, but it's no one right answer. It's no take 3 drops and that's it. It's no take 10 drops and that's it. It is no set way to do it. It's trial and error, just like you do trial and error with your regular doctors and the regular pharmaceuticals when they say take 1 pill or take 2. Depending on how it makes you feel, let's try it and see. So as you are trying the products from Fertile Ground CBD Oil Plus, know that I am providing you with the best information possible based upon someone else's experience. So we kind of give you those bases of start out with a few drops, start out with 1 pill, start out with, the coffee, and if you need to add a little bit more, or if you want to flavor it with something, use a little bit more of the CBD oil honeys that we offer. If your body is in pain, we do have bath soaks. It's the bath salt balls that you just put in the water. It's almost like an Epsom salt, but it has CBD oil infusion in it, and your body feels incredible. We have CBD oil hats. We have the Fertile Ground CBD oil mugs, because you know I'm a mugger. You knew it was a mug coming. Y'all already knew that was coming. And so we have several things, and we're adding our product line for our hair products will be ready in approximately 30 to 60 days. We're still getting all of our packaging ready for that, but we will have a hair elixir for you that will add stimulation and hair growth. And so we're excited about that because, seriously, CBD oil is one of those things that really can help the body in so many ways. They have discovered so much, and since 1992, mind you, they recognize that the body actually has edible cannabinoids, which needs the cannabinoids, the CBD, to balance the body out. This is why most medications don't work, because the body is not craving synthetic processes. They're craving the natural elements, and that's what the body has been missing. So for us to have cut it out for so long, we really cut out a medicinal side of what would have made us healthier and better. But now we're here. So we're waiting once again for federal government to legalize it so that we can balance the body out exactly how it was intended to be. But it's still a long process of learning how it works, how to balance it, how much to take per weight, per ounce, and all that kind of good stuff. But in the meantime and in between time, let's start very small. You can order it online, but I am telling you now, even though it has 0.3 THC, which is still considered a federal drug, the only way that you can take CBD oil from hemp without it being effectively considered federally illegal is if it's just CBD oil, period, with no absolute THC at all. So that's, again, another reason why you need to know your brand, know your product, and know your distributor. Hopefully you'll get to know me. I am a person of the fellow chronic pain liver. I'm hoping to continue to use my CBD oil so that my body is in less pain, and using my treatment with that as well as my treatment with essential oils, the proper food, the proper meditation, healing, and all of the treatments that you'll see on Fertile Ground, CBDOilPlus.com. And that way we are living our true self, living our whole self, and being the best us. Being the best you that you can be takes you doing the research and healing thyself. And with that, we're going to end the show. Hope to see you back here next Monday. We will post the times when we'll have Chef Swan Simpson on to talk about the Cannabistro in Atlanta, as well as some new products that she has. And hopefully we'll be able to share the space with that and have her product as well. I would love to do that. So, but anyways, we thank you so much, as always, for coming on to our platform and listening to us. Remember, the show can be archived, and you can hear all of the good stuff. Follow us. Instagram, Fertile Ground, CBD Oil Plus. Facebook, Fertile Ground, CBD Oil Plus. Well, actually, it's Fertile Ground CBD Oil Products Plus on Facebook. But we're here. You can find us, and we want you to be the best you.
Jazzie, thank you so much. This has been an amazing show. So if you've had an opportunity to hear this in its entirety, you can actually archive this show right on your phones, tablets, computers, in your car, louddmouthradio.com. Thank you, Jazzie, and thank you to our listeners. You guys have an amazing day.